Now it's a level 5 journey. Level 5 journey has got variations. Yes, there is a placement, but this is a placement with a higher end. Like for example, at level 4, if you were working as a team leader, right? Brilliant. And when you come to the level 4, you need to start thinking to be a manager or to the next level. The reason for that is not because it's just a matter of change of job titles. The matter is because you are going to work practitioner experience as well. So that's a great thing. And obviously very thankful to the team who have timetabled and looked into the profile of the lectures as well. So I'm sure you will enjoy it. I will be visiting obviously some of these sessions as well because I also lead to the module of this as well. So you will enjoy it. Now in terms of just because of the time, I'm just trying to make it short. You can see there's a list of things we are offering here. Our department is very much towards like you go into the flight and you go into the this way. So obviously whenever you have a time, you're most welcome. You can come and have a visit as well. It's a new setup, so it's very thankful to the Vic management as well. It was in the discussion for many months, and even last year we were thinking that I think we need a very dedicated department. So now it's been set up. In that department, we've got various services where we'll be offering you at level 5. But before we go into this, I want to mention something. Please, you need to play your role as well. We are here to support you, but you need to come forward because you are the one. You know your dream, isn't it? We will ask you this dream at some point. We will discuss with you through some, different occasions. We're gonna do some mentoring session as well. But you need to come forward and believe in ourselves because we believe in yourself. So this is something very important stage. Now you see here placements, obviously like I said, level 5 placement is slightly different because you need to do 150 hours. It's quite higher than level 4 because you did 50.
Yeah.
You need to make another century in level 5.
Yeah.
If you like cricket, you know what is century or you other games. So you need to add 100.
3 times 4.
Absolutely. And the reason is because we want to give you a little bit of more higher end of experience. Because if you're doing 50 hours and you're to be a manager, I don't think you can learn much. You need a little bit more time to understand the processes and working. So we're going to work with you. There will be a lot of trainings as well in terms of the placements as well. Obviously, you will see as well, later on in terms of the placement hours and all this as well. So this is obviously the placement process. This flow chart will be available to you, obviously in your designated places. The reason we have put it this way because there are a lot of queries coming from students, and we were trying to address obviously because that's the most priority thing we consider. But we do believe we are all humans, right? We forget things, isn't it? It's a very common phenomenon, and we do understand you've got family, you've got jobs as well. Plus, we are asking you to do placement as well. Then plus, Humphrey or maybe other tutors will be asking you for the feed, the work for the feed. There's a lot of work you need to do. So we strongly believe, I think we need to give you a process so you know which stages we are involving and where are you standing, And then you can always ask us, for example, if you come to the department, you say, okay, I'm for example in stage 8 at the moment. So we have a very dedicated kind of support available to you. But just to keep it short, obviously there will be some training sessions will be arranged for you. From week 4, you will get a training. Actually proper training for the placement process and those placement forms as well. I'm sure you know about the placement forms you have used in level 4.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same form we're going to use for level 5. There's no change to that. But obviously, in terms of the filling, the data, the information should be on a little bit more higher end. So we're going to train you for that as well. So there will be some Q&A sessions already scheduled. This time we have, obviously on the basis of your feedback and obviously with coordination with the university as well, we will be offering you minimum 2 Q&As this term, like one in the start and obviously before you end. Reason for this, if you have got any questions related to placement, you can ask us. But it's not just 2, you can always come into the department, you can always ask us and we'll be there. So this is obviously about the place. I'll not go into entire process because of the time, but what I said, obviously the journey starts from Q&A, briefing like I said in week 3 or 4 you will get it. And obviously placements will be completed with the feedback form report. You all know that your employer is right. So this is very important that from starting we'll be with you until end we will be here with you. So this is something very important I want to mention. Because sometimes what happened, you secured the placement, we confirmed you. You start your placement. But then you don't contact because you think you're already working. But we really want to assure you that there are supports available in placement, right? I'm going to show you in the slide, there is a pre-placement support, there is a during placement support. and there's a post-placement support. And this is a new structure we're trying to bring. The reason is we feel, because for example, I'll give you an idea. For example, when we were looking into some of the feedbacks, there are a few things which employers have highlighted. We thought we should know it earlier. Then we can train you, isn't it? We can work with your employer. So this is gonna work. Obviously, this is time, the strategy, it will help you a lot in terms of this as well. So you can see here, that's what I'm talking about. So we've divided into further, and I'm very thankful to Renan, because Renan is here from the support team. I think she, a lot of ideas I think I've taken from you, I think on this, that support should be more systematic. That's what I learned, I think, from our team, that it's not just we support you, we are here. It's not enough. We need to give you a breakdown. And that's how the breakdown is. Interesting part of this is it is already available on our portal. The placement.vic.ac.uk we are creating. So I think you'll see from your classes start, you will see a tab called placement support, and this will be available. So you can see here from submitting the information, initial QR code, if you remember, we send you the QR code every time you fill the data. So that time we will also provide you support, because sometimes it's a technical things, and we strongly believe maybe you're trying to learn technology now. So we have a team who have a technical background as well, so we can support you by setting up online teams. We can come in as well. We can sit down with you, we can use them. So sometime we need your support in that, because companies are busy, managers are busy. Sometimes we drop an email, we call them, they're not available. It may be possible we will ask you for your request as well, because sometimes you can help us to reach to your manager and to the person, and but we will arrange it accordingly. Placement tutoring, mentoring, coaching, documentation, guidance, all available as well. Any tutors who will be teaching you PDP module, they are not just your tutors, they are called your placement tutors, because they will be with you obviously, and they will be guiding you as well, and this will really help you, because during your sessions for PDP, the content is designed such a way, because for example in term 2, it's all about reflection, and reflection is all about placement. So your tutors will be spending time with you, and that's why if you see your module handbooks for PDP, it's very interesting. If you see your 3 hours session, it's not 3 hours teaching. The breakdown, maybe Humphrey has seen it, the breakdown is 0.5 is actually teaching, and 2.5 is your workshops, training. This is how actually you expect from us. So please, when you come to the session, do not just expect your teacher will be teaching you 3 hours like this. They will be engaging you with some activities, some support for this kind of thing. So this will help, and obviously as a post-placement, remember the last final forms, if you need any support guidance, we will avail you. And obviously we will evaluate, there's a student feedback form which LTU has uploaded, we will be giving to you, and it will help you. Okay, obviously these modules, I'll not go into detail because of the time, but you can see these are the modules you're gonna learn obviously, and in this because you are here. So you will be more focusing to it. You see I said 150 hours minimum, and then this is the module which you're going to cover under placement. Placement options, slightly different from level 4. Only one thing I want to mention, because in level 4 you find your placement yourself, we find placement for you, that's possible. So that's called self-sourced, we can find it. When there is something else in level 5 which LTU brought recently, and that's called freelancing. So it means if you're already having a business, if you're self-employed, you can do the placement, but there's a requirement, there's a forms we need to fill in with you, for example insurance requirement or something. We will discuss about it later at Q&A, but there is an option for you, you can do, obviously you can do your current employer, but one thing very important just to hear as well, you cannot continue your same job title with the same description what you're already doing. You need to add some additional responsibilities, and it should be on the managerial or upper level as well. So we will approve it obviously. This is something very important as well. So obviously other providers mean, like for example any other companies come for the events, we can also create. So these are the options for the placement as well. Forms, I'll not go, like I said, there's a training already scheduled. So in London, Rima will be actually arranging this training as well as a placement lead. She will literally train you for every form. Form 1, opening, showing you every aspect. We have already created a self-explanatory guideline as well. For these forms, we'll make it available to your Moodle page. So when you go to your PDP page, and we will be uploading some placement and employability page into it, and that guideline will be available. So it's a self-explanatory, like if you click it, it's a PDF form, it can tell you what exactly is the meaning of this field, what is the meaning of this, and what exactly we're expecting. So this will help you. So like I said, there are three forms obviously. Form 1 is health and safety and checklist. We need to make sure you're safe to your workplace as well. Form 2 is hours log sheet, 150 hours you need to prove that you've completed. And obviously last form is a report form. Remember, this form does not come from you. It should come from your employer. Yeah. But sometimes what happens, like I said, we may ask you for your support, that you can contact your employer, but it should directly come from employer. And this is very, very important. Okay, placement visit, I already mentioned that we must be visiting. Without visit, no placement is completed.
Yeah.
Please remember it. There's no chance. It's a compulsory requirement. Every placement must have at least one visit. But visit can be phone, it can be through email, it can be in person. There are 4 options which ITU allows us. So we will be seeing, if we are struggling for that, we will be in touch with you and we will let you know. These are the block dates. This placement block dates will be available, like I said, on the Moodle. It's already updated in your module handbooks as well. Because there is a separate page we have created this time. I think last time at level 4 when you were there was a placement section, but now we have a very comprehensive page. We have got a lot of information. So start date and obviously end date. One thing, you can see some notes here, I'll quickly brief. For example, if your placement is starting on 14th of April and you're ending with 18th of May, that's a block date. You can start your placement early, that's not a problem, but you need to inform us. We need to have a discussion with you, what is the reason? Why do you want to do placement earlier? But you cannot go after this date in any circumstances. Unless you have something and you want to discuss or you want to apply for some extension, but we can discuss. But end date is end. So you need to complete your placement. But we highly recommend you complete your placement slightly earlier, because remember you have to submit a report as well.
Yeah.
For 2000 words. If you're submitting here and your deadline is after 2 days, I think you'll struggle. So you need to, but your tutor will guide you on this. Okay, few things I just want to mention, obviously some few important resources. Handbook, like I said. Interesting part which I want to tell you, this was not available last time. And this is a recent development. And I'm very thankful to Leeds Trinity University and especially the placement team, Suzanne, and obviously Usman and other team. We worked with them very closely and we have actually built placement handbooks this time. So there are dedicated placement handbooks where you've got everything. But that is only talking about placement. So you don't get confused with your module handbook.
Yeah,
So what you will see in your module handbook, will create a link and this placement handbooks will be available to your Moodle as well. So that will help you, a lot of guidelines in this kind of thing. This is a great development as well. Again, there are some resources like my colleague Manthan, he actually takes care of it as well. We have created a new venue, a new division of the department called Job Shop. So, like supporting for your finding new jobs maybe, or if you need some support for some like CV and this thing, Job Shop can serve you for that as well. Similarly, we're looking for career passport as well. LTU actually has started testing on it. We have done a successful test with university, we've got approval. So, like events you attend in the college, you do some activities outside, isn't it? Yeah. My big question is, do you keep a record of it? You do so many things every day. You met someone, you learned something, right? You attended an online event, but we don't record it. We should record it. Why? Because when you will complete your degree and you're going to apply for jobs, your CV and degree is not just enough. You need a track record. How many events CPD? How many events you attended? And that is called career passport. A good thing is we got approval from LTU. So system is quite good. You will get a full access of the system. So when you get, obviously, we are in the process. A test is done. We are still waiting for the final process. So this way, you will get a login and you can record all of your event activities in that as well. And there's a possibility, and that's called career passport. Like a passport, you carry to travel somewhere, and that is your career passport. You can take and carry with you to find some job. So we'll give you, there are some sessions we are arranging for a little bit more briefing.